ELI5. What is system32, and why is it so easy to delete if it's so important? It's a part of the operating system for a computer. In particular, it's used by Windows OS. These days, you can't delete system32 unless you're using a secondary OS from a boot disk or a flash drive, since you can't delete it while Windows is in operation. Nice username for this question. System32 is where Windows stores the files that tell it how to be Windows. The instructions for file management, controls, how to delete things, etc. So it ends up being a snake eating itself, so to speak. I wouldn't say it's easy to delete offhand, since it requires multiple menus and the use of command line where a person likely couldn't accidentally do it. It's a holdover from the transition from 32-bit processes to 64-bit processes. Any 32-bit dependent parts of the Windows OS go in there. As for why it's even possible to delete it if dependency on it is baked into the OS, go ask Bill Gates. Closed source. Proprietary OSes do so like to make doing basic things to their core impossible for the end user. But usually if it would reduce the company's ability to spy on and make money off of them, you still can't make a file in Windows called con. System32 is mostly full of libraries. Libraries are reusable bits of code so applications can be smaller. Like draw a window that's this big, following window themes. The application doesn't need to know how to draw the taskbar or put the X button or minimize, etc. Why is it so easy to delete? It's Windows. And everyone runs as admin because that's how things work. You can do the same deletions on a Linux system as the root user. It's not easy to delete. Windows is a bitch when it comes to deleting system files. Programs it's supposed to be easier to use for everyone. You don't want your grandma to accidentally delete the Windows folder. If you want more power, use the command line or just use Linux. It's a Windows folder that contains many important programs such as the command prompt, control panel and notepad, among others. It's also very difficult to delete. There are still ways, but it's not as straightforward as hitting the delete button. All things considered, it's quite hard to accidentally brick your Windows install, which deleting system32 would do. I've bricked Linux a few times by accident, but never Windows. System32 is a file in your computer. It's like the engine of a car. Like an engine, you can open the hood and start ripping pieces out. But this is a bad idea and will make your car not work. Don't do that. Except for maliciousness, why would you ever delete system32? Why is it so easy to delete? Permissions are default to allow this because system32 files interact with other third-party programs that need default users to work until service accounts are created for security reasons. System32 files also interact with each other, and until you completely harden your systems in the enterprise, you can do a lot of damage, since out of the box is allowing this. System32 contains the programs that the operating system uses to run itself. Deleting something from there is like saying to yourself, I think I will just delete automated digestion from my brain. You may not have a problem right away, but soon you will notice an increase of things happening in ways they shouldn't. It's an internet joke. You never could delete it unless the computer was off and you were using a second machine to access the disk. Windows cannot delete files that are in use. Same with any OS. And system32 has all the underpinnings of the OS. Greater than why is it so easy to delete? It's not. You first have to take ownership of files, then. It's like cutting your brakes or battery wiring in your car. Pretty easy. Totally catastrophic. Without repairing. Adding from the other answers. Is system32 easy to delete? It used to be that someone had to make a batch file to delete it without Windows stopping you. Have they made it easier? System32 is the key to your operating system's car. If you drop the key down the gutter, you cannot start your car, let alone enter your car. Didn't Windows replace the necessary files in the past? Or am I misremembering? This https u2.be/4v5n0gbma is a pretty good short video. He talks about what system32 is, what happens when you delete it, little bit about why you can delete it, and the origin of delete system32, all put in a pretty easy to understand way. Greater than why is it so easy to delete if it's so important? Go ahead and try to delete it. You'll be surprised. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.